Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. Thank you so very much for joining me, whether you're brand new or you've been with me since the beginning. I appreciate you, and I know that I have a lot of new subscribers, and I don't always explain things to the best, so never hesitate to leave me a note if you have a question. This is an updates video, and so for updates, I'll tell you about what's going on in my craft room, share a happy mail, tell you what I'm going to work on, and in this video, it's going to have a little bit of real life sadness, so we'll keep that to the end. We'll talk about all the crafty stuff, and then I'll give you like a warning, okay? So let's go through some of this happy mail. I have some birthday cards. Shocking that they're blue, huh? Beth sent me happiest of birthday wishes to you. Cute as can be. Look at those balloons. Love it. And then she sent me some stamps. I love the foliage stamps and the flower stamps. I just can't get enough of them. And sometimes they're hard to find. And I bought these elves and mailed them out, so I don't have any. So thank you. I might have saved some off of envelopes though, but I haven't gone through my stash and checked them all yet. And sometimes when you guys send me the envelopes, I don't tear them off of them because I save the whole envelope for later. Sorry, Zeus has new squeaky toys, and I don't know how annoying that's going to be for you, but good luck. Okay, this is my birthday card from Noni. You should tell her down below to join Joy of Blue and post her cards on Instagram more. Look at this. It's ridiculous. I mean, she should join us for Joy of Blue if she can make something like this, right? And you don't have to have this much blue for Joy of Blue. These are die-cut balloons, it looks like, and they're all different pieces. And she's used different mirror papers, so she's got some iridescent and some silver and some blue. And then her happy birthday die is popped up, and then it's blue glitter paste in the background. I mean, that's just fun. She goes nuts on a card, doesn't she? Then look at this one. How cool is this? This is from Linda, and she's here in Oregon, but we haven't actually met, and I just love this. I opened these up because I wanted to get them all laid out and stuff, but you know, I was opening them and oohing and awing. Sorry, you guys missed that. I love the strips of paper and the snowflakes and the way that she's done a scrap card, but she wasn't afraid to leave white space up here, and that's not my strength. Very cool. Love it. Okay, Mary sent a postcard, so look at this. It is, I think it might be packaging because it's really thick. She definitely made it. And it's layered with like a thinner scrapbook paper, feels like. And then look at this dog. How cute is this? And then she's got a circle of glitter around it. I don't know if that shows. And then on the back, she's got a stripe of the cute paper and this card hand stamped by Mary. Really cute. I like that stamp too. Really cute. These two we're going to save because they might have some real life in them. Then I wanted you to see this because you know that I save packaging and reuse all sorts of things in journals or in layers on cards. It could be anything. You never know. I got a sweater at Costco. I did like the sweater, by the way. It was much cheaper than the Nordstrom version that I got. I didn't keep these. I wasn't interested in these. You could use this middle part for like a small postcard or a tag or whatever. I mean, there's no reason I couldn't, but that wasn't what I was trying to show you. There was also a piece of chipboard in the middle that the sweater was wrapped around, and I probably kept that as long as it wasn't bent up. Then these were tucked through these. They're stretchy bands. They're almost the size that you could use on a journal. If this was a taller journal, these would work, or you could cut them. There's a seam right here. You could cut them and use them shorter. They'd be really cool. Mary gave me this hair wrap. I think she said they were like in packages from Dollar Tree, and I do like this, but if you're getting these, don't throw them away. They're giant elastic bands. So you could either sew it in half and make two mini journals and put it around, or you could just have one big journal, or you could just cut it down and use it as a stripe on a card. It's like fancy black ribbon. It's just pretty thick. So looking at trash and going trash to treasure, and now that I've pointed this out, I might have to keep these, but I did bend them up a little bit getting this out. But it's nice and thick, and I like things that are white or light, at least on one side, so you could put your tea-dyed paper over it and it wouldn't show. They're a little slick, so you probably wouldn't want to write on them with an average pen, but a Sharpie would always work. What am I working on this weekend? Well, I might be a little slow this weekend and distracted, but we'll talk about that later. One more thing I wanted to say. Look at this. Beth and Ruth both have the cutest address labels. I don't know if these are from the Humane Society or if they bought them or what, but they are cute. So 2 of the cards I got had that cute dog on them. Okay, this weekend I need to work on Smash That Small Pad. That video comes out on Monday the 30th. And I will tell you, I have, I'm going to say 6 cards done. Look at this pile of paper. So that kind of tells you what I should be working on tonight. I've got some ideas here. So there's 2 more cards in my idea brain. After that, I don't know what happens. We might need a pot of tea and some inspiration. I'm also making card bases because I was out. I'm using a blue and white paper and I only had cream ones left. And you know, I just can't do that. That won't work. So I'm making card bases, which is like the most boring thing in the world to me. But I did a couple mornings before work. I stamped a bunch and then I left and got in the shower and then they dried and I came back at night and finished the rest of it. So I just fit them in here and there when I had 5 minutes. So then I didn't have to come home Friday night and make a million of them. This is probably maybe 20, but they're all horizontal. So I'm going to need to make some verticals. And I use my stamp positioner. When you watch my process videos, you probably think she doesn't even have a stamp positioner. I do. I have the Tim Holtz one. I hardly ever actually stamp with it. So I make a whole bunch of them the same way, and then I reposition this stamp in here. So that's why I haven't made the verticals. I was putting that off because I'll get inky and I'll have to wash my hands, and I have 2 positioners. I should have just had 2 stamps maybe. I have piles of stuff you can see, right? Lots of things going on. This is a box of stuff I'm working through with some of those giveaway items and other things. And I think I'm trying to decide if tonight I'm going to work in here. Seems unlikely, right? I had this counter pretty clean. Then I pulled that box out to look for a card for somebody and wandered away. I keep finding fall and Christmas that I need to put away. And I haven't gotten the dog cards to the rescue yet, but I wanted to make more because that was only 6 or 7. I might as well make more. And I looked through my box, but I didn't find dog ones. So maybe with the blue and white ones, I should make some dog ones. Then I'm kind of trying to decide, what am I doing? I've got this pet stuff right here. I could use that. But what am I doing after Smash That Small Pad? And what am I doing for Smash Our Stash in February? I'm not sure yet. And I'm trying to figure out, I've had some distractions and I haven't really mapped out my goals and figured out, like last year I kind of penciled out, oh, this is when I should do the sewing journals and this and that. And if you don't write your goals down or if you don't figure them out, the year's going to be over. Next thing you know, it'll be June and I'll be like, I didn't do much for spring crafts. So I think I'll probably spend a little bit of time on that with my pot of tea this evening while I'm making these other cards. And I know, okay, I need to focus on using this stuff, but then what? What's my next big project? And I don't know if it is dealing with the counter. I don't know if it's a big declutter. Or maybe I just pull out one of those bins that I've been thinking about, like travel or vintage, and start making some more stuff. Or maybe I pull out the done bin and start posting on Etsy. I don't know. I got some questions about Etsy, and the honest truth is I'm a lazy poster. So if there's something that you think I still have, let me know. I have the sewing journals. I'm not sure what else. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Next week, I guess it's not next week, it's this week now. So this week on the 30th, we have Smash That Small Pad. Wednesday, the 1st, Zeus goes in for his snip and to get his lump removed and just get an overall tune-up. So wish us luck on that. The lump is probably just a cyst. It's just very, very big. And because he has been behind medically and getting so many shots and stuff, she hasn't been really, I don't want to use the word aggressive, but she hasn't been really aggressive with the exam. So she'll just do that when he's sleeping, right? Then on Friday, the 3rd, I'm taking a class with Dina Wakely. So Dina Wakely's coming to town. If you're not a mixed media person, you might not know who she is, but she is She has amazing stamp products and washi tapes and paints and art journals, all kinds of great stuff. And she's so inspirational. So you might want to pay attention in your area and see if she comes through. She comes to Runaway Art Studio here in Salem, Oregon, because it's a great store and she has a relationship there. And so I'm really excited about that. Andrea and I are going to that. That might inspire me to do more mixed media. You never know, right? You just never know about me in general. But I tell you, this room is even messy for me. I mean, there's just piles of stuff I've pushed out of the way to make this video. It's pretty rough. The other thing is, as I've been making some of these cards, I filmed some craft with me videos. I think 2 of them, and they're only like a half an hour each. I haven't edited them or checked them, so hopefully they're good. And if they're good, they'll come out shortly after this video. Like maybe you'll have one like midweek on the 1st or something. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But they should be coming soon. So those are my ideas. Oh, and I've been fussy cutting tons of stuff, watching TV. That was kind of a good distraction for me and in line with my energy levels. I had let my TV pile or, fussy cut while you're watching TV or prep while you're watching TV get empty. And so I had a couple of these papers in some of that free stuff that I got, and I played with those. Now, some sad news. So, Christina, you might want to, get my little friend out of here. And maybe some of you, you're having a hard week and this isn't the video for you. That's okay. Come back next time. Just turn it off right now. Okay? All right. That was your last warning. I am not sure about the timing of this card. I couldn't read the postmark, and Emily lives fairly close to me here in Oregon. So she may be slightly ahead of the information curve. Look at this. Gosh, I don't even want to cut it. I think I have to. This is just the cutest envelope. I'm guessing she made this, right? So this week, I don't know. Don't really have my days figured out, you guys, but it's Friday. That I know. We had to say goodbye to Miss Sadie, the Princess Kitty. And if you're new here or you just want to see, I'll put some pictures on the screen for you. She, in August, was diagnosed with lymphoma and had been, oh, look at that. She has a smaller one than you, Noni, a little wax seal. Can you guys see all the texture? It's very cool. Very cool. This is a card of joy and cheer, so we don't have to worry. I think I should be able to keep it together then for the video. I just didn't know if that was going to be a sympathy card. So we did have to say goodbye to Sadie this week. She reached that point where she wasn't eating, and we had tried just about absolutely everything. Oh, those are so cute. I do not have either one of those dies, but you probably know that. And I love your little snowflake. Look at that. She snowflaked it right through there, Noni. Look at that. So Miss Sadie was my absolute favorite. The day we adopted her, I fell in love with her, and she purred. She was this tiny cat with like a Mack truck engine, and she purred and she purred. And in August, she got super, super sick and snuggled on my lap, which was not really her thing. Like, she was pretty independent. And we took her in and they put her on antibiotics because she had an abscessed tooth, but all of her blood work showed that she had much bigger problems. And so from then on, she was deemed hospice and had prescription food and did whatever she wanted, but she really couldn't eat anything except for her prescription food. And if there was an interruption in the supply chain, or if she slowed eating, and so I tried to switch her to something else, she threw up, and it was like a moose. She couldn't handle any solids. So she definitely had some issues, but she was doing okay. I was watching her weight because it kept declining. But then this week, if you've had an aging pet that you were watching, she pretty much had the same situation as Pooh, where things weren't staying in. She threw up and threw up some more and threw up, and then she just stopped eating. And when Parker's last weekend, she didn't eat, but Parker was a very sturdy girl. So not eating for 4 days I think it was about 4 days, wasn't the end of the world for her. She just started to get a little wobbly. Sadie had been losing weight for months, so not eating for a day, and then the next morning I tried to get her to eat and she just barely licked her food. That was our sign, right? So when we took her in, the vet checked her and I said, do you have, if you have a last ditch effort, I'll take it. And she checked her gums and she checked her weight, and she was 5.2 pounds, which meant she had lost another pound since August, a little more than a pound. And she was eating super fancy recovery prescription food, and the amount that she was eating most of the time was enough to sustain like a 15-pound cat. I mean, it just wasn't processing. So the vet and Mr. Crafting and Relaxing and I knew we had to say goodbye. And it was really hard because she purred even at that appointment. And her engine was slow and it wasn't as loud as it should have been. But she was still the princess cat right up until the end. And that was really hard because I was waiting for a day that I was absolutely 100% sure about. But I had been up since 1 a.m. with her, and we took her into the vet about 10. And it was all she could do to get down off the bed and, lick her food and drink some water. And she was wobbly. And she was starting to get a little too cuddly for her, and I knew, but you just, we got lucky in August. It could have happened again. So that's been crushing, even though we knew. That's what's so ridiculous. We knew it could be any time, but she had been with us for 16 years, almost. It would have been 16 in June, I think. So 15 and a half. I have no idea how old she was because she wasn't a kitten when I got her. And you have a lot of things in your home set up a certain way, or you do things a certain way. And putting all that away, cleaning it up, putting all the dishes away, putting all the cat beds, that's crushing. And Mr. Crafting and Relaxing and I did that all the very first day. But you know what snuck up on me and was the weirdest thing? Somebody posted that they had houseplant starts to give away. And I thought, I can't have houseplants. And then it dawned on me, I can have houseplants. 16 years ago, I had a lot of houseplants. And then I couldn't figure out what was wrong with them. And then I realized the tiny cat was chewing on them. So I haven't had any houseplants except maybe poinsettias for a couple hours when she was locked up for a party, and then they would go away. So that one was a strange thing, and I am very blessed that she didn't go suddenly, that I knew, because those of you who've been around a while, the 2 that I lost in July, that was so fast and so close together, and it was just too much. So it's very strange here to just have Zeus. That's bizarro land to us. After his surgery and recovery, then I'll probably think about fostering, but I can't bring in a foster while he's recovering from surgery or anything. So we'll see how everything goes. Usually the males recover pretty quick, so we'll see. But he's not a young man, When you hear that story and you think of me, know that it could have been worse, right? And I treasured her so much more in those months and really enjoyed that. But at the same time, I felt a little guilty about keeping her here because lettuce was her favorite food, which, plant story, it kind of makes sense, right? she was at a point where she couldn't even eat lettuce. I mean, she hadn't been able to eat lettuce without throwing up for probably months. So, I mean, if you're here, but you can't eat your favorite food and you don't have the energy to beat up your dog, well, I mean, is that living? Speaking of which, he just brought me his BALL. It's almost time for dinner, which isn't really a word he knows. So, actually, it might be a little late. Okay, but when you think of me and you think of that, I want you to know and always remember, no matter what you're going through, that there is somebody out there that has it harder than you. Okay? And in July, many of you, people I didn't even know, people who had maybe never logged in to YouTube, you know, it's free, but if you watch on your TV, you don't do that. I didn't know some of your names. You sent me the sweetest cards. And I didn't share them on videos because I was a mess, right? I mean, losing your cat and your dog in 24 hours, that is not a good thing. So I set them aside and I thought at some point I'm going to write cards to all these people. And I found a few that I think I may have missed. And there's one, shoot, I don't know where it is. There is one of you, last name Miller in Washington. I think I separated your card and your envelope, and I'm not sure that I wrote back or acknowledged you, and I haven't connected the dots on how to do that. So, if that's you, I don't know, maybe send me an Instagram message or an email or something. And I think you're in Kathleen. Did I say it right? Anyway, my apologies, because I don't think I sent you anything back. What I do is I put the cards up on display and then I set the envelopes aside so I don't mess up and share your addresses sometimes. But I want you to remember there's always somebody that's going through a harder time. So as I was cleaning my room and getting ready to switch over for the new year and write these amazing goals that I've yet to write, I went through and I found those cards and I sent holiday cards or some bit of joy and cheer acknowledging that. I was in a better headspace and able to do so. And one of the ones I sent was to Ruth. And Ruth just sent me this card and I read it today. And well, I'm not going to be able to read it to you guys, but I'll tell you the gist, okay? I sent Ruth a card that was joy because, I mean, blue joy cards, it does not get any better than that. And I can make them like all different and all fun. So I sent her one and it landed at her home. And here I was feeling a little guilty, right? Like, should I be sending cards to people 6 months later who thought of me? And then I thought, oh, sure, better late than never, right? I sent that card to her and it landed at her house when she lost her husband. He had been sick for a while, so I think she's doing probably as well as can be expected because she knows that he's good now. But I put joy in her life when she needed it. And so she talked about how we never know the effect that our cards will have. So as a card maker, keep that in mind. And as a human being that's going through something hard, remember, you can always share joy and help somebody else out. And I don't think I'm going to get a cat right away, but we did joke, Mr. Crafting and Relaxing and I said, do you think I'm going to get a cat this weekend? And he said, well, never know about you. Zeus is fine with cats, so I mean, from his perspective, it wouldn't matter, but I just think I'm probably not going to be ready for a while. Sadie came to me when I was brokenhearted at losing a different cat, and she's just been here purring her little heart out for so long. I mean, I think other cats would be judged, so I don't know, we'll see. So anyway, how sweet is it that Ruth, in her dark time, sent me this cheerful card and all this happy ephemera, and she couldn't possibly have known how cards were going to cheer me up this week. So you just never know, right? Send a card. Don't be concerned with whether your card is the perfect card. Just send it. Just send it. I think sometimes I spend more time choosing a card for you guys than I should. I probably should just pick one and go. that's enough rambling. Those of you who saw my Instagram post and left me kind, sweet, loving comments about Miss Sadie, thank you so much. And if you're on Facebook, I don't know why it didn't post over to Facebook. They should be connected, but maybe I wasn't in right mind and didn't push the right buttons. When I lost Parker, I posted a story, so then it went away, but then the next day I posted about Wilson. So maybe sometimes you just struggle with technology a little. All right, have a great weekend. Take great care of yourselves. I'm going to try and deal with all of this weekend and really try and get some of this under control. And the weather here is bizarre. It was sunny and 50 today, but they're talking high of 40 something tomorrow. I don't know. It's supposed to be icy. I don't know what's going on. So it feels like it's going to be a good weekend for crafting here in Oregon. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're taking care of yourselves and taking time for crafting and relaxing. Bye-bye.